Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Murdoch DeFi YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a new farming protocol that just launched. Well, their token just launched a few minutes ago. However, the actual farms itself doesn't open until tomorrow. But this is very interesting because this is on the Metis network, or Andromeda. And I've been actually dollar cost averaging myself into Metis here. And you can see kind of, I would say back early in the beginning of March when Andre had announced that he was going to be pulling back, from working on the projects that he launched on the Phantom ecosystem. There had been a lot of people like rotating from Phantom into Metis. And you can see that based on the price action, right? So it went from 120s to where it's at right now, 156. So a lot of positive price action here. Like I said, I've been dollar cost averaging myself, or my position, into Metis itself, and we now have some farms that are starting to pop up. So I wanted to make this video on Misty farms. As you can see here, their token Mist just launched not too long ago. Again, keep in mind that this is a reward token for a farm, so these always have super low liquidity, so these are very volatile assets. Doesn't mean that money can't be made, but my thing is wanting to really get into a farm where I could be able to put some of my newly purchased Metis tokens to work over on the Metis ecosystem, because the likelihood of the APRs being pretty high when this farm launches is pretty high, right? So I've been looking for ways to be able to jump into that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be taking a sponsored look at Misty Farm. And yeah, before we go ahead and jump into the video today, though, please go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel here. We're currently on the massive push to 20,000 subscribers. And what we're going to be doing here shortly, as you can see, we're at 17.8 thousand. So once we hit 18,000, I'm going to be announcing our 20,000 subscriber giveaway. And that giveaway is going to run from the time it takes me to get from 18 to 20,000 subscribers. Typically, I would say right now we're looking at 2 to 3 weeks to hit that 20K mark, maybe even sooner. Who knows? But it's going to be a massive giveaway. You're not going to want to miss it. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for that. Also, if you're new here, please make sure that if you decide to subscribe to the channel, make sure that you hit the notification bell, because just like today's video, the majority of the content that we put out here on the channel is all time sensitive, meaning the sooner that you can be notified when I release a new video, the better in terms of opportunities that you could choose to take advantage of potentially, right? Or choose not to. It's all up to you. I do my best to find certain projects that are new and just launch. As we all know, getting into projects early in crypto is massive, and that is one way to win in the crypto space, right? Obviously, that doesn't mean necessarily like you can only win by getting into things early. That's just something that I like to practice, and what we've kind of built the channel on is getting you guys in front of stuff, or getting projects in front of you that are early, so that way the likelihood of it doing well is higher, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Also, first link in the description to the premium Discord server. We just did a Bet NFT whitelist giveaway. We did a whitelist giveaway for the pre-sale of Splash. And this is absolutely blowing up, right? So pre-sellers got in for like $2.50, I believe. I believe it's almost $18 now. So almost going on to 10x, which is absolutely crazy, right? We did some NFT giveaways. So, I mean, if that's something that you want to check out, definitely do so. Link in the description. Like I said, first link in the description. So, jumping over to Misty Farm. As you can see here, some of the farms that they're going to be having. But if we take a look at the price action on the charts, as you can see here, like I initially mentioned in the beginning, when it comes to like these reward tokens on these newly released farms, they always launch with super low liquidity. So just kind of keep that into account, that anybody that come in here and buys and sells, it's going to have massive volatility, either up or down, because the liquidity and market cap is so low, right? So just keep that in mind. You don't have to jump into this farm and you don't have to buy this token, right? You could simply farm it if you wanted to do so, and start accumulating some tokens over on the Metis ecosystem. So like I said, if we check out the farms here, you have the Mist and M.UST or USDT liquidity pool. You have a bunch of other ones as well, but I really wanted to dive into the documents here because I imagine that a lot of people are unsure how to even get funds over onto Metis. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Because like I said, this is, so I mean, essentially, if you're unfamiliar with what Metis is, it's essentially a layer 2 Ethereum rollup. So they have a lot of cool stuff going on. I definitely recommend checking out everything Metis. You can jump into their Discord, check out all the projects that they're getting ready to push out. They're doing these things called DOCs, which are pretty cool in and of itself. But yeah, jump in the Metis Discord, and then you can also be able to use their faucet as well to get some gas over to Metis once you bridge. But we're going to be covering that today. So to bridge over to Metis, they have a couple of different ways, right? You can bridge over to Metis via Ethereum and use their official bridge here. This is their official Metis bridge. Like I said, you can only bridge from Ethereum here. That's what I did myself personally. And like I said, I've been DCAing into the Metis token itself. You can also make sure that you join the Tethys Discord. Again, they have a faucet here. They also have one in the actual Metis Discord, but Tethys is another place where you can swap tokens on Metis, on Tethys. You can be able to, I believe they have a bridge as well. So a bunch of different options to get funds over to the Metis network. Obviously, you come in here, add Metis network to your MetaMask using these RPC codes. It's pretty easy to do to be able to go ahead and jump these things into your MetaMask. All you would do is copy and paste these into your MetaMask, and then you'd be good to go there. And then you would just have to fund that Metis wallet, right? Taking a look at the Misty farm tokenomics. So like I said, they just launched today at 2 p.m. UTC time. The farming will be starting in 24 hours. The token price launched at $10. As we can see here, now it's up to $653. So a lot of people are looks to be jumping into this to kind of front run the farming actually launching. The max supply is 50,000. You could swap over on NetSwap, and the liquidity is locked with RugDoc, so pretty cool there. I don't know if they have gone ahead and KYC'd or audited yet, but I do know that this is the same team from Spectre Finance, if you watched that video that we did here on the channel. So just keep that in mind. What is a dividend pool? A dividend pool is a pool of money that is evenly distributed depending on the amount of funds staked. Misty holders can stake their Misty tokens to earn USDC, and the higher the Misty stake, the higher the amount of USDC you can earn. So they're also going to be having these pools as well. And if you look, they have also their single-sided staking pools. So, I mean, typically, you know, what I like to do when I come in here, in any of these farms, if I decide to jump in to their like native reward token, then I will always go to the single-sided pools, just so that I'm not exposing myself to impermanent loss, just because these assets are very volatile, as we've seen not only with this project, but a lot of these farms that we talk about here on the channel. Also, another good way to do that is to come in here and get into these stablecoin pools, right? So single-sided M.USDT is just USDT on the Metis ecosystem. So you come in here and be able to earn, we don't have the exact numbers yet and what the deposit fees are going to be, but that's also something to take into account. If you come into these non-native pools, typically how these are set up, right, is these native pools, so the Mist and these farms over here where you can put in the native tokens. So it'll be these two pools. So the Mist and USDT LP and the Mist.Metis LP. These typically will not have a deposit fee on them, but every other one will. So just keep that in mind as well. How long that's going to, you'll have to factor in how long it's going to take you to earn back your initial because of that deposit fee, right? So that's something very important to keep in mind as well. They do have anti-whale tech to protect themselves from whales. Users will become fond of the anti-whale feature from the other farms, which limits how much a user can spend per transaction. Similarly, we will implement an anti-whale function with the maximum transaction capped at 5% of the total supply at any given time. So you can't come in here and sell more than 5% of the supply. Obviously, that's to curb some of the crazy volatility on the actual Mist token itself. The rationale behind this is to keep price volatility to a minimum, allowing users to enter an extra at a better rate. But just keep in mind that that is not a complete fail-safe because the liquidity is so low here that any price action or any buy or sells, you know, regardless if it's 5% or under, is going to have a big impact on the actual price of the token, right? So they have their yield booster. Misty Farm aims to become the next evolution of high yield farming and single asset staking to earn both more tokens or partner / new project tokens, reducing risk exposure but maintaining a high APY. At launch, the project will introduce high yield farming by staking liquidity pool tokens with a mechanism that increases staking APY as the TVL increases. So as the total value locked into the farm increases, that is going to increase the amount of APY that you can earn. So below is the APY according to the TVL. So if the total value locked is 500K, then you will get a 1.25x yield boost and so on and so forth, all the way down to 2 million TVL. You'll get a 2.5x yield boost and dividend staking pool. You'll be able to stake your Mist tokens and earn USDC, as opposed to staking your Mist tokens and earning more Mist tokens, right? So it's something that pays you out directly in USDC. This is their dividend pools. That's what differentiates it from these, like the regular single-sided staking pools, which are called nests in this case. So that's how they differentiate the two, right? Liquidity adding. Liquidity plays a vital role in yield farms. With higher liquidity, the Misty pools are in the Misty pools. It will ensure price impact is kept to a minimum. To improve the liquidity for Misty pools, we will be adding a feature that will convert a portion of the token in each transaction into the Misty Metis liquidity pool, and that is exactly what you would be viewing here, right? 5% of every transaction. Take note that you will need to up your slippage to at least 6% due to the auto liquidity adding. So if you decide that you want to jump into the Mist token, you need to buy with your slippage at least 6% to account for that. They haven't added any farm stats yet because the farms are not live. But I think that wraps up the video on Misty Farms. I will definitely keep you updated on how this goes. It's very interesting to see new protocols starting to roll out on Metis now that it is starting to gain some traction. Like I said, I've been dollar cost averaging over the last couple of days into Metis token to go ahead and expose myself over on the Metis Andromeda ecosystem. So pretty cool stuff there. Let me know what you guys think, not only about Metis, but about Misty Farm as well. I think it could be a good way to go ahead and start farming up some of these tokens. And then especially if the TVL goes to 2 million, you'll be able to jump in some of those dividend pools and start earning stable coins based on your Mist token holdings. But yeah, that about wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and we'll catch you on the next one.